All right, guys, I believe we are live. I believe we could fly. I believe we can fly today. Are we live? And is my sound working? CJDV, what is up? We're close to being live on every single platform, which is pretty nice. Let's see. Can y'all hear me? Do we got sound? Do we got sound? Do we got volume? Do we got picture in picture? Guys, the market is absolutely crazy. Crazy is not the word. Let me just get everything situated here with my tags. Awesome. All right. How's everyone doing, guys? Everybody enjoying their weekend? I wanted to go live yesterday. I really did. But I feel like if I would have went live, I would have lost a trade because it looked like things were going in the direction I wanted them to go. However, then everything faked out and we're still in a downtrend, macro downtrend, right? Macro downtrend, we essentially should not be longing yet, but it is about to break out. We're on the cusp. Here's the problem I have with the market, and I didn't even draw my downtrend right. I didn't even draw it right. There we go. We are on the cusp of a breakout, but here's the problem I have with the market. Make sure you guys smash the like button if you are on YouTube. If you are on Twitch, make sure you guys follow if you have not. We are going to absolutely light this up tonight. This is going to be one of the biggest crypto lives anyone is ever doing on the internet because I've got really good TA and I believe that the market is about to break out in the shorter term, but there's a couple things that we need to follow, okay? Okay, let me just post a live here. CJDV, we're looking at the bits. I just got to fill out a couple forms, and the thing was down this weekend, so I got to wait, and we will retry. All right. I think we're going live as a couple of other YouTubers. I've been getting notifications, so it's great. A lot of people are live. That means there's something to talk about. All right, what is up? Maserati, I'm gonna call you Maserati. How you doing, buddy? I know your real name, but I'm gonna call you whatever your name is here. Guys, smash up that like button, all right? We're truly building something amazing. For the people that have been here for a long time, I've got more fire than I've had in 10 years, right? I've got more fire than I've had in 10 years. So I'm really refreshed. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get things rocking and rolling. All right, what trades are you guys in? Are you in any trades? We also got mighty.beastlimitless.com, which is our app as well. So we're going to get this thing underway. I'm just posting all of the live sessions here on our platform. x.com and we'll be rocking and rolling. BTC short, ETH short. Okay, so we're still in the trajectory of shorting, which ideally makes sense, but here's the... My team and I have been going over this, guys, today, and here's the thing. Yes, it looks like a good short. It really does, but you need to kind of redraw this downtrend resistance. And Bitcoin is trying. It has an inverse head and shoulder. Everything looks kosher, right? I'm going to share on x.com, guys, so make sure you follow and retweet this x.com post. We want to have this thing absolutely rocking and raging. We're going to look at some gold today too. So I just posted our live on x.com. So if you guys are following x.com, make sure you guys share this up as well too. Right here, okay? BeastX Bitcoin is our X account. All right, let's get this thing underway. I'm going to get my water and let's like it up, guys. Let's get trending. All right, no trades at the moment. Little Jasmine short earlier, looking for a bounce around 85,500, okay? So let's go over this trend right here. This is a small trend, okay? I did take a trade yesterday on near and I broke even. I'm gonna show you guys a few things with what I'm looking at here, okay? So Bitcoin pretty much faked out of this 15-minute trend. So what happened here is we actually, in the shorter terms, we have a really nice uptrend here. Here's the long, if you're going to be aggressive, right? But here's the price action. The price action is so small, there is not really profit to be made in a long, even though Bitcoin is in an uptrend. You can call it an uptrend. Now, typically, if you're going to long, you're going to long when the asset touches the 200 SMA. So an aggressive trader would definitely long here, okay? But there's no position for me because if you're looking at your 1-to-3 ratio, right? You're close to a 1-to-3. But there's a lot of fake outs right here as well. You do have your 800 SMA, your 800 moving average. Wall Street uses these moving averages, big money traders, because this is key resistance and key support. If you're above the 800, you're rock and roll. And if you're below it, well, you're probably waiting for Santa to come, essentially. But here we can see Bitcoin did backtest in a way and now kind of break it, but come back up. So it is following an uptrend for the most part, right? Definitely following an uptrend. If you hit this resistance right here, typically this would be a good area to short, guys, around 88. But here's the caveat to that short, okay? I like shorting. The market's the shorting market, but now it is in an inverse head and shoulder. Now that might mean nothing. It might completely fake out. But there is a golden cross right here. Golden cross right here. Very nice inverse head and shoulder. You can see it right here. Resistance right here. That is probably where I'd be taking my short if I'm going to short 88. However, I'm not going to short. And I'm going to tell you guys why I'm not going to short. Because we've got too many bullish confirmations right now. First of all, that would be the break of trend on the RSI. But now we got to redraw that. The second thing right here is if you do technically look at the 4 hour, because the 4 hour is a very big time frame for trade setups here, we do still have resistance right here on the 4 hour time frame, and we're kind of approaching it. Yeah, we've been lollygagging in this region and we've been rejecting the 50. We came down to 81K, whatever it is, but we can see right here that Bitcoin is about to touch it. So that gives me some idea that we're going to hit here, then possibly drop. Reason you don't want to short it is because all of our confirmations are lining up that this is a long, okay? You've got your MACD cross. Guys, if I know anything about crypto and trading, anything, if there was one indicator that I had to rely on, RSI is really good, all of that, but the MACD on the 4 hour, anytime you go against the MACD on the 4 hour, you get wrecked. It doesn't matter. Like here to here, this little cross from here to here, right, was a drop all the way down to what, 80,500. So our MACD, yeah, our MACD is down on the 1 hour, but our MACD is up on the 4. And on the 18-hour time frame, I mean on the 8-hour time frame, the MACD is crossed. Now, typically when the MACD crosses on an 8-hour time frame, you're starting an uptrend. Let me show you guys right here. 8-hour time frame. The MACD crossed at around, it was pretty close to around 101K. Or I would say in this area, because we're actually crossed again, but the initial cross, so we're pumping, whatever it was, around 100K, let's say the MACD crossed on the 8-hour, it dropped a lot, right? Essentially, that MACD on the 8-hour is a really, really good time frame to watch. And if you line it up with your resistance on the 8-hour too, we still have room to touch that point of your resistance, okay? So maybe we're being safe. Some might argue that we're being too safe, but here's the goal: to make money in the market, right? Longs are looking good if we break out. So here's what we're going to do. We've got a resistance right here. Now, this is personally what I'm doing. You guys could do what you want, but non-financial advice, but this is personally what I'm going to do. If I go to bed tonight and Bitcoin hasn't broken out, I'm not trading. Monday is typically a dump. I don't know. I know we dropped a lot, but Monday is definitely typically an offloading area. So Asia is open right now. And it looks like Asia is essentially distributing because now we're going to go on an uptrend. We don't know that until a couple of hours, right? But here's what I'm doing. So I'm waiting for the pump, waiting for the back test, probably to around 88.8. And then we'd be looking at about 101.3K, 100K, 100 plus. All right. And the reason that we're looking at 100 plus is because we're looking at the macro downtrend. And this is our macro downtrend from the top to the previous high. We got a previous high right here, right? Previous high, another previous high. And then there is the start of your downtrend, okay? So CJDV, I like that 91K resistance for sure. But if it goes to 91K, even though this is resistance, 80% you're going to pump up to the previous high. And the reason being is because now you've broken out of this downtrend from 106. You've also got blank space on your VRVP right here, right? So if this does break out, you're looking at a long to around potentially 100K, all right? Now up here, I would not be longing anything because that is key resistance, and then you're looking for a massive continuation to the downside. Even if we look at this area right here on Bitcoin, right? You take your Fibonacci retracement tool. We can see that it's bouncing off of your 786 almost in this area, 886, 786, which is your consolidation accumulation zone. Okay, so you're going to consolidate, you're going to accumulate in this area. All right, it didn't even consolidate and accumulate, it bounced right away. We could have even hit this MA right here, and I've been telling everybody Bitcoin's probably going to go for this MA, and I do believe it is. But right now, all we're doing is we are accumulating pretty much, which is really good because I want some uptrend momentum. Followed by a golden cross, okay? This is a bit too soon to see the weekly and see if we closed on the weekly, guys. Okay, so the downtrend will continue. I can guarantee that 95%, just looking at the weekly, right? Reason being is the weekly momentum indicator is not touched here. You're still going down the MACD, and you haven't touched the bottom of the 30% or of the 30 line on your RSI, okay? But in the shorter term, we can see we're actually bouncing off of a fair value gap, right? Now there is liquidity going to be down here, built up, longs. So if we go to our liquidation heat map, if you guys are watching on YouTube, guys, make sure you set up the stream on Twitch, X, and YouTube. Just pause the other two. It does help us out a lot, and we'll be able to get things going a lot quicker. I'm very excited that we're doing this in a bearish market because a lot of people are checked out from crypto. So the people that are here are you know, they love it. Okay, so heat map. Here's our 24-hour heat map. We'll go to our 48-hour heat map here. Actually, let's go to our 1 week. Let's go to our 48. I'll log in later. Tim, how you doing, brother? Right? So, a lot of liquidity down here. We've still got some liquidity in this area, right? But this area would be a short to trap shorts, okay? To push up to around 93.5. Where does 93.5 put us at, right? That is on our liquidation heat map right there. 93.5 puts us at, so we're going to put resistance right here. Bang, 93.5. Okay, market makers don't make this up for no reason. 93.5 comes in that area right there with major volume, okay? Volume, this is all going to be volume, a drop of volume, right? So potentially a good short scalp, but again, if you break out of here, you are in what would be a micro uptrend to about 104, right? So I'd be that 91K is looking good, but there's a lot of liquidity in this area that market makers are going to push up for. Furthermore, I am not trading anything right now. I don't see a trade opportunity because I'm not going to short because my longs are looking really good, but I'm not going to long because I haven't actually broke out, right? And if you guys know about what we're doing the past 4 to 5 years, like for people that are just coming here, great, but it's very easy to get caught up on a trade. Guys, let's make this trade. It's pumping, it's dumping, right? But the reality is we're all here to make money, and we only got 24 hours in a day. And the other thing is we're only looking for 1 to 3 trades to make real money. So Bitcoin is a no trade for me until we break. I'm even going to say around 90, 89. I'm going to set my alert around 89. Let's get this live trending and popping, fam. It's nice to see some green in the market. If there's anyone new to the live that haven't been a part of this channel, let me know. And I have started the Beast X Bitcoin YouTube channel, which will be no live content. It will be only live or videos and shorts. So I'll be posting that. Make sure you guys are locked into our socials. I'm going to be doing a lot, like an 8-hour workday of content. Yeah, so Dom is still dropping. Which is really good for us. All right, let's get into some trades here, guys. So I'm very bullish on NIR. There's a reason for it. I know there's a reason for it. The market might be bringing it down, but I see something gonna play out. It isn't holding, okay. There you go, 187, right? So here's the reason I'm insanely bullish on NIR protocol. Now we touched support 3 times. This is essentially called spring momentum, okay? So what's spring momentum? It isn't called spring momentum. It's called a spring. It's like Wyckoff accumulation, but we're not going to go into that right now, okay? What it means is anytime you have 3 to 4 wicks to the downside or upside, you're probably going in that direction, or sorry, you're going in the opposite direction. The reason you're going in the opposite direction is because support is very, very strong in that area, okay? So we've got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3, we've got 4. Not really 5 because this is looking like a tweezer reversal right here, which is bullish, very bullish. Then you've got a macro double bottom, okay? And it is forming the same chart as ICP. Now it is pretty low, and it hasn't broken out yet, okay? And it is also overbought. But everyone needs to watch NIR protocol, guys, because I'm telling you, this trade is going to absolutely take off and pop when it does. Couple things here is you have a very nice rounded bottom, literally a perfect W pattern to the top of quick money, Very, very quick money. You're looking at this pumping pretty much to the top here around 230. Ideally, you want to make a little support area right here. And now you're having near range. So if you're looking at getting into a trade, you're not looking at getting in the middle. You're looking at essentially playing this, shorting the top, longing the bottom, shorting the top, longing the bottom, shorting. Do the same thing every the whole time. This is a money trade, okay? Absolute money trade. There's going to be a massive pump on your protocol, massive, extreme pump. So what I'd be doing is setting my alert outside of the breakout zone, 193.5. And then also set my alert here around 182.5. Because it is a question mark tomorrow. Typically, we offload into New York on Mondays. It hasn't, we're also in retrograde, and I haven't seen the market pump at all, right? Like, yeah, NIR has a beautiful candle here, but look, it's dropping in that range. So I'm not going to tell you guys to long this, and then, oh my gosh, and then it drops, right? So you are ranging, which is fine. But when it does break out of this, guys, you're going to have a beautiful, perfect bottom, right? You're just looking at that consolidation. Right? So Bitcoin's in that double top right now, but I don't like the short because all of the confirmations are saying long. Most of them, right? If we look at the 18-hour on Bitcoin here, guys, we didn't do that yet. We didn't do that yet, all right? So the 18-hour is pretty simple. We do got a downtrend on Bitcoin in the 18. And we can see right here, that Bitcoin is rejecting this resistance on our 18-hour time frame. We're still in a downtrend no matter what. But if we break out of this, we're definitely going to pump. Now, we've only got a couple more days left of retrograde, okay? It looks to me that the downtrend is going to be over when Mercury in retrograde is done, or even a couple days before, because the daily's starting to move up. And you are completely oversold, and Bitcoin doesn't really stay too oversold on the daily time frame, which means we're typically going to get a massive uptrend. Well, that would be the idea of it, right? If you guys aren't on YouTube, make sure you just go smash that like button, guys, right here on youtube.com. Beast Limitless X, or whatever, Beast Limitless Trading. We've also got this new channel, which is Beast X Bitcoin. I'm only going to be doing Bitcoin setups and everything Bitcoin, okay? But for lives, just this one. Make sure you're following on Twitch, though. Twitch is our main platform. Tim, did I answer your question about the alerts? Okay, perfect. All right. So let's look at a couple of trades, guys. What do you guys want me to look at? What kind of trades are you in? What spot trades? What leverage trades? How did the, oh, yeah, the trend indicator. So I took my emojis off Sinister, but they didn't really play out. They didn't really play out too much, but I think it's because we're in main consolidation, right? I do believe this works. It is just, you got to kind of always be watching it, right? But Bitcoin, it said Bitcoin was going to come down to 79 or 80 again, and it didn't really, but not a big deal. Not a big deal, right? But I think it is a good indicator for sure. And it is, here's the thing with indicators, guys. I love indicators. I'm going to tell you why. Because they give me something to look at. It's like when you're going it over in the battlefield, right? You have your map, you have all your particulars, right? You know, whatever you have in the battlefield, right? And you need to have all of it, or you're not gonna get the outcome you want. So having more indicators and having more ways is actually a really good way. But if Bitcoin wasn't an accumulation, it probably would have played out, right? But here's the thing, I looked at a couple of other trades and it 100% played out. So, okay, I want to go to WLFI. Because I see a short opportunity, guys, in this one. We looked at this trade a while back. And I've been short, well, I have my short here. I have my short on WLFI. A 5x short. Because I believe this is personally going to tank after it hits the top. Now, you can see there's some resistance here, right? But if you actually look at the trend, this is going for the liquidity and the top of the channel all day, right? There is probably going to be a wick on WLFI to that previous 17.5, 17.7 region. And guys, if this short plays out, it will be money. Because we're very overbought. So essentially, if we take a short right here, and I posted this trade the other day, it is very, very active. You just got to be patient. We're going to short it right here, or I'm going to short it right here. You guys, again, do what you want. Non-financial advice. I can't give you guys the actual, tell you guys what to do. But look at this. Now, if we take our short opportunity from right here to right here, let's say, we short at 17.8, right? Give it a bit of room. This is a golden trade. This is the type of money setups we like to see. GPL, look at that H-bar setup for you, brother. This is a money setup because now we've got a perfect uptrend rising wedge. And our short is going to be from 17.8, whatever it is, all the way back down to 15.1. If it breaks 15.1, it's even going to come lower. Now, the crazy thing about this WLFI is you had a massive pump and dump here, went sideways and continued up because you have not hit the top of the channel, guys. This is a very, very profitable trade. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the short right here. But whatever this next area is on this resistance, right? Because it might wick up a bit more. So 17.8. I was at 17.5 originally. Now I'm going to be at 17.8. Your stop loss, I would say 18.6 or 18.5 maybe. You could go tighter, but You could go wider as well, actually. So your stop loss, even a 1 to 3 trade is fine, but really this is lining up as a 1 to 5. You expand your stop loss more and it's essentially going to give you more room. But yeah, top trade of the night, top trade of the night. So now if we look at it, we can see in that region, so we really got a 1 to 5 trade. I just expand the stop loss to kind of give it more room. But I like that it's a 1 to 5 trade. We can see it broke out here and it is essentially faking out, right? Because there's a lot of resistance, but I'm 80% sure it's going to go for that wick up there. And there's liquidity in this area. You can see right here, before a major drop, they're probably going to push up to this area. Anyways, at the top of the channel. Then you would form bearish divergence. And then you would pretty much dump because now it already hit the top, right? So you're looking for that bearish dive. Yeah, this is a golden setup. Money trade. So I'm going to teach everybody my way of trading on the live because I never did this before. And I realized that there's no live trading-esque if I don't show this. So let's say we get into the trade at 17.5, well, entry 17.8. And we put a stop loss 0.818.5, okay? Take profit is now going to be 15.1. Maximum risk 175, let's say. That means we can only lose 175. Could push it up to 200, but actual used on trade for this example, I'm going to use 1200. Means I'm only putting 1200 bucks on this trade. Great risk to reward. I'll lose roughly 235, 200. I would even probably do 1,000. There you go. Okay, so now this is an amazing risk to reward. Why? Because if we get stopped out, we lose 196. Our take profit, guys, is going to be 700 bucks. This means we're looking to take $1 for $7, not 1 for 1, right? We're risking $1 for $7, essentially, okay? Really, really good trade setup, really good risk to reward, and profit, profit, profit. If you go higher leverage, you're even going to be better off, but this is based on a 5x trade. And that is my trade setup. I've been waiting for this one for a bit, so pretty excited for that trade setup. All right, GP, H bar. Okay, so H bar from 13. Nice setup. So if we go from top to top here, we can see H bar has been in a big downtrend, huge downtrend actually. 13. Guys, if you're not following on Twitch, follow, like up the live. You're about to see some crazy stuff happen. Oh, also, if you're not on Facebook, okay, we got a Facebook account here. Beast Limitless Trading. Please go follow, give it a like. Right? This live we did hit, or whatever, hit 2,000 views. All right. But yeah, let's get the Facebook account growing too. I forgot to put on Facebook. See, there's too many socials. Which is good though. tell Siri to remind you. Actually, that's smart. I normally put them on the other ones, but I'll set the reminder right now. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Remind me to post the live on all social media accounts at 7:45 p.m. every day. Thank you, Tim. Beauty of having an iPhone, right? I was on Android for a bit and I came back. Apple's where it's at. So I like this trade setup, GP. You got in at the perfect area. Close, pretty close. Really good setup. Really good setup. It already broke out essentially. You've got really good bullish divergence on your MACD here on H bar on the higher time frame. Beautiful. It's a really good setup, right? Bullish divergence. Again, I personally only looking for shorts, but this is a good long setup because you've got really nice bullish divergence. Yeah, this is definitely going to make it to 19. But if you went from here, which you pretty much did, you put a stop loss right here to get a 1-to-1, 1-to-3. You're only looking for about 17. Yeah, there we go. We're lining up on our targets right there, 1-to-3, right? 17 right there. That is where I would be taking profit. But you could hypothetically run this to 18. It is very on track. You got daily bullish divergence, right? So you could definitely run it to 18. Great trade, great confirmations. Like even for those who aren't in the trade, yeah, I wouldn't get into it now. But here's if you guys want to be risky, right? If you guys want to be risky, you could essentially get in at the break of the conversion line, in the middle line, right? Do a 5x, a low leverage, and then take it up top. This is going to rip. One more thing. Wow. Yeah, H bar is locked in. H bar is absolutely locked in. It is still in a downtrend. Keep that in mind. But you break this downtrend, guys, you're running to 31 cents easily. And it looks like, see, I don't like the MACD on the weekly. Of course, that could cause resistance. So I would be running it to the top of the channel. This is a good setup. Really good setup. EK, how we doing, fam? We are back. We got the original crew. Remember shots? We'll bring it back. Tim, we'll bring it back. We'll OG days. Yeah, this is a great setup, guys. H bar, great job, GP. Great setup. Great setup for sure. So it looks like Asia is actually accumulation, because all we're really doing is ranging. So it definitely looks like Asia is in accumulation. $0.63 by Christmas on H bar. I wouldn't be that optimistic, but yeah, definitely a possibility. What is Caspa doing? Caspa's going to everything has bullish dive, right? Because now you dropped a lot. But again, guys, even though these coins are looking good, like look at that downtrend Caspa's following. And you pretty much have an uptrend. Like this is bullish for Caspa. Because if you look at it, every single peak point is down. So you pretty much have hidden bullish divergence on Caspa. Why did I go to Caspa? I have no idea. Probably because a lot of people are saying whatever about Caspa. But look at that. That would be your peak on Caspa. This is looking like a really good setup too. Obviously, everything has dropped a lot, right? But Caspa keeps following that downtrend, which means that it's going to explode at some point here. So Caspa, you can 99.9% guarantee, non-financial advice, but in my personal opinion, you're going to run up to about 4.8. Which isn't bad if you're playing the downtrend here too. My favorite setup at the moment is WLFI, World Liberty Financial, a short, all day, all day, all day. So I'm going to go to CoinGecko here. Look at a couple trades we've been eyeing the past week with our lives. World Liberty Financial's trending number 1. H-Bar's trending number 1. Well, H-Bar is actually trending number 2. We've got Canton. I have no idea what Canton is. There's so many cryptos, guys. I can't even... So Canton is still in a downtrend, but I know nothing about this project. It is a newer project. I'll keep an eye on it for sure. Still in a downtrend. I wouldn't really go for a short. I mean a long. But it does have the possibility of breakout. Yeah, not too bad. Right? A lot of coins are in these rounded bottoms right now. If it breaks out, there's a golden cross here too. But again, I don't see us breaking out on the macro. How about Solana? The nice thing is when you look at trades that are actually, you know, large caps and have a lot of money in, they're just following a nice downtrend channel. Really easy to trade, right? So I'm actually going to do a new New channel here on Sol from the top to the bottom, essentially. Okay. Good channel right there. And we've got a downtrend right here. Right? So we got a nice downtrend here. Sol dropped to 121. Same thing, you had real nice bullish dive from here to here. Yeah, it looks like everything's about to get into a recovery for retrograde, okay? Links in description and hashtag. So what I did is I got my description SEO monetized. I do have to put hashtags, you're right. Links are kind of, I'll put links on the, yeah, I'll put links as well, actually. Forgot to do that. Yeah, guys, so we're in an accumulation phase in Asia. It looks like it. I did some Tai Chi, guys. I went to Tai Chi today. Part of the reason I came, I left what I was doing was because of some health concerns. So anyways, I did Tai Chi today, and 60-year-old women, I'm telling you, 60-year-old women can bend and be more flexible and have more energy than me and any young person there. 60, 70-year-olds, no sweat. Nope, no sweat. Just easy. And this show on Netflix called Chi, or Power of Chi, it's on Amazon Prime. Literally, this guy moves his bodybuilder, the strongest man in the world, with his hand, with the finger, just off of energy. It's pretty crazy. So anyways, my whole thing is Tai Chi is amazing, and you feel really good, and I can't explain it. You just got to do it. Actually 3.5 hours on Tai Chi. All right, so we looked at Sol. So here's the thing, what we want to do, guys, is we want to set alerts, right? So we have an alert set here at Bitcoin at 89.2. We have our alert on WLFI where we should. Everybody's going to try and short WLFI right now. It could very well tank for sure. But you're kind of in the middle. What is up, Optic Cloud? CJDV, you should be modded. Oh, on YouTube as well. Okay, I'll have to work on that. I modded you in Riverside, but we'll figure that out later. Will I be posting any setups on Mighty? Yes, there is a setup that I posted on Mighty for. So the only setup that I like at the moment is this one, and this is actually a guaranteed setup. WLFI, right? Yeah, I got to figure out the moderation thing. We're going to have to figure that out. We're good right now, but we're going to have to get there, right? Here's the setup for WLFI. Now this is going to be moved to 17.8. Now this is going to be moved to stop loss 18.5. Leverage 5x or lower. Take profit 15.5 is now going to be about 15. So this is the only setup that I like, and again, I did post it on Mighty. Like, guys, if you were aggressive, you could hypothetically long this or spot WLFI to the top, but I'm not going to tell anybody to do that because we're very, very overbought. However, it should definitely pump to the top. So... And then hypothetically, if WFI touches here, this is my take profit, but it could realistically go back down to these levels because you broke trend and now you formed a rising wedge, just right. And if you get stopped out, you get stopped out and then we reevaluate, but at least we're only looking to risk 100 for 700, which is pretty good. Pretty good for sure. Guys, I have a question. Does anybody even go on social media anymore? The reason I ask is because everything is AI, which I really like AI a lot. But I just don't, nothing appeals to me. Everything's AI generated. Just was a curious question because I had another AI ad on my phone. Optic, can I ask you a serious question about meme coins? Sure. What do you want to ask about meme coins? Again, if you guys are chatting from YouTube, make sure you open up a separate live window for Twitch, okay? X.com, don't need to do it, but it does help us trend, okay? And yeah, exactly. I'm the same way. I don't even look at my phone. If I create content, I'm creating content. That's about it. Okay, we're gonna look at Zcash again, guys. This is the official setup for me, WLFI short. All right. Not yet. If you guys aren't in Mighty, is everybody in Mighty on this live, our app? What do you think about paid private alpha groups on TG? I don't know. I have my own thought process about it because I've paid a lot of money for meme coin groups and people bail when people get, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what. Okay, let me see if I could. Here, let me do this. Let me do this. I'll get the links associated soon, guys. All right. So ZEC is in a massive pennant. I'd be following the same song and dance, guys, with ZEC. I'd be shorting the top and long, like, I wouldn't long the bottom, but this would have been a really good area to get into ZEC. Even though we're in a pennant, we're very, very overbought. So I don't feel like that pennant is going to play out. We're probably just going to play. Like, look how long ZEC consolidated for until it broke out. Like, it's been bearish since 2022. And finally, they pumped it. I'm going to say this is going to be a quadruple or a double top, and we're just going to be ranging. EK, what do you mean stream vertical? Like, it should be in landscape mode right now. Okay, I'll have to figure that out in a bit. So essentially, I'm using a main streaming platform, and I'm streaming everything together. So, Oh, I know what you're talking about. There you go. Or like that. Do you mean that? Those are kind of the options I have. Okay, we'll figure this out a bit later. But if you look on YouTube and live, it is bigger now, right? Because I had it the other way before. I had it this way, and you're right, you can't really see anything. So there you go. Cool, thanks for the advice. And then I'm in this little circle here too, which is good because I don't need the whole background. Okay, we'll rock with this for now, but essentially these are the type of layouts I could do for the live. All right, guys, so we've got that. We fixed it. I get what you guys are talking about. The screen was kind of half cut off. So what I'm going to do here as well is I'm going to put another alert, guys, on ZEC, okay? Like, personally for me, I don't think this pennant is going to play out because you have a death cross. Yeah, this is a lot better. A lot better. You have a death cross right here approaching. You're overbought on the weekly. So I'd probably be looking for a short. Around here or even at the top. I would definitely keep an eye on ZEC. It looks a lot better. It looks a lot better for a short. Well, we're oversold right now, but at the same time, we're overbought. And ZEC has kind of just been ranging in this pennant. But again, our MACD is crossing down. Like a lot of this is just accumulation. Awesome. So I'm glad the stream is a lot better now. I'll figure out about the vertical later. There's another trade I want to look at. ASTR Aster. All right. Is that better for most people though? The quality, you can see the full stream. Let's say that's the uptrend here. There's some bullish dive on Aster on the 4-hour here. If it breaks this downtrend, a very nice opportunity to short. Okay, EK, I'll have to give you mod status on Riverside. You clearly know what you're talking about. I never even heard of this platform before, but the reason I love it is because I can make clips automatically out of my live. AI does that automatically for me. I don't have to do a thing other than listen to what clips it made. Keep an eye on Aster too, guys, but this one's a tough one because it is kind of all over the place. Like, it never really broke out, but it does have a lot of upside potential. Actually, if you look right here, Aster is bouncing off of your conversion middle line, which is your most volume. I would say we get a pump. Definitely looks like we're getting a pump. We have a mini cup and handle. It's not a perfect one because it's not from the top to the bottom to the top. But not looking too bad. ASTR Aster is looking really, really good. It looks like we're going to break out, guys. Personally, to me, it looks like we're going to break out. At least of the shorter term downtrend. We still have a macro, like, even though we are breaking out, we haven't actually broken out of the top downtrend, right? The full downtrend, right? So that's my problem. Like, sure, we could break out on your actual chart, but then we've got really big resistance right here. And if we reject that and not break out, any breakout could actually be mitigated, right? So there's a big trade opportunity that we could take if it rejects. It all depends what Monday is looking like. And again, it looks like Asia's accumulation. London's either going to be manipulation or distribution. Based on what I'm seeing, London's going to be manipulation and New York's probably going to be distribution. Thing is New York going to be offloading to the downside or loading up to the upside, right? So we don't really know that right now. Neither does anybody else until we open. Live should be 8 a.m. tomorrow, 8 a.m. CST tomorrow. I will confirm today. But my money trade is on WLFI. There it is, right? We're coming back up. This thing's gonna run all the way to the top. All the way to the top. And then we're gonna drop. Money never stop. We dance like hip hop. I'm not gonna do. This is reminding me of the good old days. I can do this because there's a few people in the live. If there's like over 1,000, I'm not embarrassing myself. Yeah, if you guys have YouTube and Twitch open, make sure you just mute one of them. Okay, just forget about one completely. I would be on Twitch with the live open and then essentially YouTube doing the comments, right? They're both great platforms. When we do monetization, essentially, we're going to be doing Twitch, right? So a lot of platforms have their own. Look at that. We're pumping. Even off that drop, we're pumping. Could have honestly been a spot trade. I just wouldn't middle line that. Bitcoin's looking good though. Asia's trying to pump it, but we're still in accumulation. We haven't broken out of nothing. It's looking good though, guys. We went over. Anyone remember Tau? Holy, did Tau ever drop? Tau dropped a lot. So essentially that would be your resistance on Tau. We've got very nice support in this area right here. There's our support. There's our downtrend support. Yeah, Tau breaks out of this. Tau could pump to about 498 pretty quick. Isn't it crazy how fast we can drop, but how fast we can pump? Just unbelievable. I don't know, guys. I'm not convinced. I think I'm trying to figure out how to stream to Rumble at the same time, EK. That's a bit hard one because they don't have Rumble on the... I think I'm going to do a separate live for Rumble. Exclusive. And just do video content. Riverside's probably one of the best streaming softwares in the world right now, but I'll look into that one for sure. I'll make you guys all mod on Riverside so you could kind of mess with all this stuff. I know OBS can, I just got to figure it out. I'm having trouble figuring it out. I was doing OBS before we were doing the streaming platform. What was I looking at? Ethereum. Look at ETH. ETH is wild with the resistance we have here. Okay, ETH is breaking out of the mini downtrend. Here's the thing. We're probably going to look at sideways choppy action, sideways until we hit the top. But ETH is going to be a very nice short opportunity until it breaks. Like, this is crazy resistance on Ethereum. So we don't want to really be, well, you can long if you want up to here, but potentially you don't really want to be longing until it breaks out. It looks like on Ethereum we're going to go sideways for a bit. If we look at the 18-hour, which is our macro trend here, we have really, really nice bullish dive on Ethereum. Like, wow. But again, the market dropped, you're going to have bullish dive. I'll check that out, EK. So we have key resistance here, guys, on Ethereum. About 2,900. Kind of following this area right here. Yeah, you're just really going to get sideways choppy action. Even if we go back to near, guys, like near looks like it is about to pop. But it is going sideways, like nothing is happening until we break out of the downtrend. So what you guys are going to notice, a lot of coins are looking good, but if they don't break out of the downtrend, you're going to get sideways choppy action. And you could pretty much say that Asia is in accumulation right now. So someone is going to be manipulating the market. Is it going to be London or is it going to be New York? And again, for those of you that weren't on the live, we got the liquidation heat map right here. And we can see that we have a lot of Monday dump after Sunday pump. I'm kind of with you on that. Essentially, because we're in retrograde too. We're in retrograde too, guys. So what retrograde is, right? Things aren't always as they seem. Breakouts are fake outs, all that jazz. We have... Yeah, so we have a lot of liquidity around 91 to 93, which makes complete sense for sure, right? If we break 91, will we go for 97? So BTC, Ron, I don't think you heard this at the beginning, which is fine. If we break 93, 91 we'll clear 91 because we're looking at 93.4, okay? If we break 93, which is going to be major area of resistance, but we're breaking out of the small downtrend, we're most likely going to go to about 105K, because now you're looking at your long-term channel, and your long-term channel's here. So if we break this, we hypothetically go to 105, 104K. However, we're in a downtrend. So being that we are in a downtrend, this could pump and just go sideways until we hit maybe 100, maybe 103. Until we hit that, essentially, right? But yeah, we're in accumulation. We're in a bit of recovery. Asia is not really doing anything. Enough volume to give some hope. Still below the 1 hour 200 SMA, still short mindset. The only trade opportunity that I like that we looked at is WLFI. Out of every single trade set, and actually H-bar. H-bar is a good trade setup too. But yeah, WLFI is probably my favorite trade. And this is going to be a money trade. Even 4x and more money, like if we look at this trade right here, guys, because my goal is to make money, right? I only want to be making money in these lives. Like coin calls are great, but reality is we're here to make money. We only have 24 hours in a day, right? So if we take 4x leverage, we do 1,500. You're pretty much the same thing. 4x, you lose a bit less. So this is actually, yeah, 18.5 stop loss, entry 17.8, 4x leverage, 5x, 4x. You're pretty much making the same if you go 5. Forex at $1,200 is pretty good on this trade. Again, non-financial advice, guys. Do your own research, right? But the momentum is in here. Currently, everyone is in fear. Yep, exactly. Right? We know this is a manipulation pump, probably. We know a lot of these coins that are pumping this weekend are probably going to be dumping. What is Ethereum, Solana? What's my trick? XRP. I wanted to go over XRP. So we're actually creating a network for XRP, guys. Beast X XRP. We're gonna be kind of taking over the cloud, the internet here, with different crypto networks. But essentially, XRP, very nice downtrend, very committed. The downtrend's very, very committed. Like, I'd be looking at a short on XRP around 220. Downtrend is very, very committed, right? XRP is in a rising wedge for anybody that wants to scalp. 15 minutes overbought. It should come back down to 201. Again, non-financial advice. I can only give you guys the setups. All right, I bought 100 SOL at 126. Ron, not a bad idea, right? Not a bad idea at all. And guys, even though it looks Bitcoin is going to drop here, my confirmation with the drop needs to be the MACD. And we got to be below the 9 and 21 on the 4 hour here. It looks like we're going to drop into New York. Honestly, it looks like we are going to drop into New York. I'm saying about 80% because we're overbought. Yes, the MACD crossed on the 4, guys, but we actually never broke the 0 line, right? So all we're just really doing is accumulating in a downtrend. Yes, there's an inverse head and shoulder. I would say we go sideways a bit, maybe fake out into New York. London, I'm going to bet on is manipulation. They're going to try and manipulate the market, but... Okay, so we looked at that. We got to start looking at BNB. BNB is actually in our large caps, and we never look at it. And there's a lot of swing momentum that we can take. And I don't know why I don't look at BNB ever. But Binance Coin has a beautiful double top. Yeah, this is a good trade too because, look, it pumped all the way up to 1,300, guys. Binance Coin pumped to 1,300. And nobody has been talking about Binance Coin. Zero. Nada. Like, what? Nobody has been talking about Binance Coin at all. But you've got massive bearish, like the bearish divergence on Binance Coin right now could take this all the way to 600, 400, 200, right? Like this is in a longer time frame. Binance coin is going to be a real nice short if it continues the downtrend. Very nice short opportunity here. Right, so maybe a short on Binance coin around 888, 890, possibly. Aster is looking really good too. Yeah, it hasn't broken out yet, but it is looking really good. So there's some setups, guys, but WLFI is my only setup for the day. Official setup that I am taking myself with a stop loss and take profit. It is posted in beastlimitlessmighty.com. I would not be trying to short this any other time just because it is going for that move. And you also have your 4-hour MACD open as well too, but you're going to have that bearish divergence. All right, I hope everyone has a great live, guys. We're going to cut it there. Not much going on. We're in accumulation, it looks like. And we've got manipulation and distribution, dump or pump. It looks like we're probably going to drop on a Monday. And actually, what I just noticed here too is this was the break of trend on WLFI, and this is our entry. So this would have to be very strong to break out. Otherwise, it goes back down. Hopefully, it goes to 17.8 because this will be a money trade. We will make money on WLFI. All right, non-financial advice. So, guys, again, protect your capital, protect your capital, protect your capital. Okay. And yeah, I guess we're gonna do a live tomorrow at 8 a.m. and I'm gonna figure out this stuff. I'm gonna add some moderators and stuff like that, guys. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys follow all of the social media accounts. It does help. Crypto is kind of flat at the moment. Which is fine. At least I fixed the screen and it is a lot bigger right now. Okay, I hope everyone has a great night, guys. And Mighty, all right? See you in Mighty. Guys, we need to get this active. We had over 500 people active on here. And then you could call the bear market, whatever. But we're back. We're back in full motion. For those of you that are in Mighty, please chat. Please even post setups like in the general chat. Just don't be crazy about it. Like maybe one setup, one proper setup, right? Help everybody out. We're all a community together. Yeah, this is looking like we're going to drop. That is a beautiful inverse head and shoulder to trap everybody. That is the thing. Trap everybody. Okay? Okay, guys. I appreciate you all. Thank you all for coming on the live. It means a lot. And we got this ship back on the waters, even the rocky waters, right?